Welcome to Empowered to Grow, the podcast. I am your host, Hanan Basha, the business doctor. Following our conversations with empowered women who woke up one day and consciously claimed, I am more than enough, I am worthy, I am empowered to grow. And along their empowering journey towards realizing their own potential and their quest for growth, they became a beacon of hope and guidance for others. May you also find your inner power to grow. Hello, everyone. This is your host, Hanan Basha. Welcome to another episode of Empowered to Grow. This time I have my very dear friend, Muneera Al-Kubaisi, and she empowered herself to grow on so many levels by creating a business that is Good Life Market. And Good Life Market is all about health, and it's all about pursuing wholesome foods. And that was inspired by her own journey of trying to find products, trying to find reliable information amidst this jungle of information that we call wellness these days. Muneera, welcome to the episode.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I sent you, or actually I told you many times, I said, Muneera, I have my podcast, Empowered to Grow.
Yes.
What does Empowered to Grow mean to you? What did it kind of signify or represent for you?
Well, I think we all need a few things around us in life to feel empowered to grow. Individually, I don't think anyone feels empowered to grow on their own. I feel like you always need something or someone sort of to help you grow into the person that you are and the person that you want to be, and to have the legacy that you want to leave behind.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, as I said in the introduction, you empowered yourself to grow on so many levels.
Yes.
So would you share a bit about your story?
Well, if I take it way back, I always feel education was a big power in my case. In my case, I had my bachelor in English language and literature, and that sort of opens up ways, let's say, for you to and I'm not saying, I know a lot of people might come for me if I say the Arab world did not have that much information in terms of health and nutrition. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I wasn't exposed to that, but that did allow me and open doors for me to let's say the health and the Western ways of health and wellness and diet industry, let's say, at that time. And then so that with a lot of reading, and then I went on my, like, it started as a normal basic lose weight kind of journey.
Yep.
And I had an amazing dietitian. We're going to shout her out since we're talking about amazing women in our lives.
Yes.
And she's Christelle from Diet Delight, and she was amazing. She literally, and I think she formed my way of thinking of having this knowledge-based changing behavior.
Great.
Because whenever I go to her and I'm like, I read about this and this and this, and she will be like, okay, we can try that.
Yeah.
And sometimes she would go and read more about what I said, and sometimes she would read and come and tell me, and our consultations would last for an hour and a half, and we will be talking about how I feel and the diet industry and the health industry and what's happening. And that's why I'm a huge believer that you get empowered with people and you get empowered with knowledge.
Of course.
So when you sort of go into your health and wellness journey, and then you have my personality of being like experimental, and I love experimenting with everything. So I was doing everything. I was like, I was vegetarian for 6 months. I was vegan, paleo. I did a lot of things. And I'm not saying that's a good way to go, but that's what I did.
It worked for you because you like to explore and you like to understand your body. You're connecting to your body in that sense.
It worked. And that's what I do tell people, go experiment, but I do say go with feelings as well and see how you feel. Like, for example, when I did paleo, I know my body thrived on it, but I wasn't happy eating that much meat all the time. Even vegan was good skin wise and hair wise, but also I was missing meat.
Meat.
So always go based on your feelings
Yeah.
when you go into those things. But then I was also having difficulty like finding my produce and everything I wanted. So, and because I had a huge following at that time and I was sharing my like weight loss journey online, I find that a lot of people are sort of going through the same thing of what I'm going. Like I was coming back from travel with a huge suitcase of products, and literally that will be all the gifts I give to people, like something like healthy snacks and such. So then I was like, since I'm not the only one, I might as well open a store for everyone. And I really wanted Good Life to come in with a sense of knowledge and with a sense of just knowledge sharing based kind of business. It wasn't product based since the beginning. It sort of came from a heart kind of situation. It's heart kind of place.
Yeah, it's a heart-centered business because you wanted to empower people with the knowledge as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And hence we're doing a lot of workshops, we do a lot of talks, and we try and keep up and stay connected with people. And that's why I even encourage my team to talk to people whenever they come in. And I take my time talking to people. Sometimes we will be talking to a customer for 10, 15 minutes, and they will share their diet and health and what's happening. And that's how you connect, and that's how someone feels connected to your brand and to your business, and that's how they know that you care about them. And I never sell a product. Even when they come and say, okay, what tastes good, I'm like, listen, if it's about what tastes good, I can give you 1,000,000 products. I can make you leave the store with
bags upon bags of groceries.
I know, like a 1,000 riyal bag. But I was like, it's not about that. Just take one piece, see if you like it or not, and then we can go from there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But and that is the essence actually of being empowered to grow. You're empowering them to grow with knowledge, but also it's just not about knowledge. You have the execution part of, okay, I want to try paleo or want to try keto or whatever it is, and you've got products to satisfy those. And I know you also have products that are like for those with specific sensitivities and guidelines. So they're gluten-free stuff, GMO stuff. So, but I know that also your space is curated. It's curated in a way that you walk in and you know that whatever you're picking up is a healthy product one way or another.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And
so
that's
you can feel safe.
Yeah. I think that was the basis of our connection was the fact
because you can see, I seriously remember when I started feeling overwhelmed. Like seriously, you can be, if you're a startup in weight loss journey, it's a hard journey by all means. And you can feel so overwhelmed and so scared, and you have no idea what you're like, what should I get? Is this good? And I see that in people, like even when walking into our store, they will have the same fear I had in my eyes of like, no, but this is so much sugar. But then you will have to take the few minutes of your time and be like, you shouldn't be scared of sugar. And I take that time to be like, it's not about sugar. This has this and this and this, and this is what's gonna get you during the day. And the only thing is, and my concern is always not to make people be scared of food. That's one of my biggest things in life. I don't want people to feel like I have to eat gluten free, then I have to be scared of sugar, or an item has to be less than 200 calories to be good for me. I want people at the end of the day to have a good relationship with food. And in that, I know with people it might not set well. They might say, but at the same time you have a story like a store that's dedicated to like healthy products. Yes, my store is dedicated to healthy products, but it's about having the option. I'm not saying this is all what you can eat. I'm saying this is what you can swap to make your diet a little bit better
today than it was yesterday.
Yeah. But so, no one should be afraid of food. No one.
Yeah, that's the point. So from where you stand now, what
Yeah.
advice would you impart on your 19-year-old self?
Oh, do not yo-yo diet.
I think we should all tell ourselves
Oh,
that.
oh my God. So I think, oh, there is a lot I would say. At that time, like any, I would say any young adult, I was very fixated on weight, I would say. And everyone, even if you were not fixated on your weight, I think people were fixated on your weight.
Yeah.
And you sort of hear those comments of you should lose weight, or you're this and this and that. And I remember I was in a in a set range during my teenage years until I got out of high school. And then I think normally I gained because of uni, and uni just messes up your sleeping
Yeah.
pattern and your eating pattern and everything. So I gained weight naturally. But the thing is, I think in our culture, whatever happens in your life is not taken as a factor in your weight. They sort of like disconnect
Everything else and just
your
look at,
everything else is
yeah.
disconnected from the full image. They don't see you as a full image.
Yeah.
So I think I was also put under this pressure of, but you were always within that range,
Yeah.
so you should be in that range. And that's what I thought for the longest time. So I think I was under a lot of pressure to maintain. Also, I went through a phase of hating myself for that weight gain, of course.
Yeah.
And then I also was pressuring myself to go back to my weight.
Yeah.
But then that weight was a teenage self that had a certain set of like number and metabolism, and I'm sure it was higher than you when you're older and all of that. So I think I would tell her to just not listen to what people are saying. I'll tell her to just embrace her body, embrace the journey as it comes. And it's okay. But I would tell her to work out, because working out was not part of like
That's true.
our routine or our life at that time. I think that's the only thing I would say, like, please work out.
Yeah.
That's you can keep everything the same,
Yeah.
but please work out.
Exactly. Because I mean, establishing it as a habit, and I think that is the bottom line here, that maybe our where we are and geographically we're not conditioned in that sense that, you know, we can enjoy the weather year round. So it is just understanding that could be habits that we can integrate, and we can do different forms of physical activities, not just about one form, but something that we enjoy and we can maintain.
Yeah, it just wasn't part of our, like, let's say our, maybe I'm gonna talk about my family. It just wasn't part of, I know I've seen my sister work out, yes, but it was always connected to weight loss. Like you work out when you want to lose weight.
Exactly.
You don't work out just to keep up
For the
or to
health
stay
aspect of
healthy.
it. Yeah.
It was always connected to working out. And I did that even. I was working out whenever I want to lose weight, and then I would stop if I lost the weight.
That's true.
But
Same here.
Yeah.
So then from a time capsule perspective, we're fast forwarding to the future. What would you want your 90-year-old self to thank you for?
I think forever changing. I think I'm always changing, and that's exciting.
That's
for
good.
Anyone. For anyone and for me as well, but mainly for me. I think she's gonna thank me for always changing, always experimenting, always learning something new. Sometimes I joke about it, about having a million hobbies, but like not one profession. Like I love arts, and I'm into like DIYing things, and I'm artsy in a way, and then I have the business side of me, and then I have the intuition and the, let's say, the counseling side of me. And I'm like, sometimes I joke about having being good in a lot of things, but not proficient in one. But I think at the end of the day, when I'm 90, she's going to thank me for being all of this, and she's going to enjoy being all of this, and for always embracing new things. I try my hardest not to say no to anything and to try new things. So I think she's gonna thank me for that.
But that's the beautiful thing, because we're humans.
Yeah.
We joke. I mean, I joke and say we're not amoebas, as in we're
Yeah.
not single cells, organisms. We're supposed to evolve. We're expected to evolve, and we're
Yeah.
supposed
Yeah.
to reinvent ourselves one way or another, just because we
Yeah.
change and circumstances
Yeah.
change.
Yeah. I think she's gonna thank me for saying no a lot. I say no to a lot of things, and like anything that's gonna not let me be myself and not let me self-experiment. And I always respect myself so much and love myself so much. So I think she's gonna thank me for those things as well.
Sounds great.
Hopefully.
So if we were to sum up, you're
Yes.
on a stage, you're talking to thousands of women. It's called Empowered to Grow. Your speech is Empowered to
Okay.
Grow. What would be that last statement you leave them with?
Ooh. I leave women with, I think I would just leave them with something very simple as listening to your gut. Just listen to your gut. We were built up to be tested and questioned, and our intuition and gut feeling is always questioned. It's always like our hormones come into play, and are you on your period, or we're always tested, we're always questioned. But our gut feeling never fails us. It's always right. Whenever you feel something is foul, it is foul. If you feel something is going to be great, it is going to be great. Just believe in yourself, even if it feels lonely, even if it feels like no one believes in what you're believing or no one is seeing what you're seeing. Just keep at it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna come. And be patient and be loving while you're waiting. It's hard. I feel like sometimes while we're waiting for something to happen, it's very easy to be cynical, and it's very easy to be tough and to be angry and to be negative. But it's also equally hard to be patient and be loving and just have that mentality of it's gonna come. What's for me, it's gonna come.
Yeah.
So I think just having this faith in ourselves that we know better and we know what we want, and trusting in ourselves, I would say. I would tell them to trust themselves.
I love that, as always. So where can our listeners find you in virtual space? I'm gonna include the links in the show notes, but just if you'd like to mention the accounts.
So I'm on Instagram mainly. I do share what I share on Instagram, on Facebook as well. But I would say Instagram is where you can find me. I'm always sharing my life and good life dailies, and everything happens there. So on Muneera Al-Kubaisi on Instagram, I would say.
Great. Well, thank you, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
And I know we will have possibly follow-up conversations in the near future.
Yes.
Well, thank you, everyone. As always, empowered you empowers others. And that is what we're preaching. And that's what we're advocating over here. Listening to these messages, understanding and listening to your gut is a way of empowerment. That being said, I leave you with wishes of love, abundance, and prosperity for you all. Thank you. Thank you for listening to the Empowered to Grow podcast. For further engagement with a tribe of empowered women, join my Facebook group, Empowered to Grow, or visit my website, www.hananalbasha.com. I'll catch you on the next episode. And until then, know that empowered you empowers others. Love, abundance, and prosperity to you all.